tennis singer Gwen Stefani, but possibly the biggest transformation of them all. Look at Rita Ora as rapper Post Malone. She looks completely unrecognizable. Look at this side-by-side comparison. It's hard to tell them apart. Nicely done, right? And finally, the Royals, Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, heading to New Zealand over the weekend for the latest stop on their royal tour. Our pop star correspondent this morning, Kieran, joins us. Kieran, good morning.
Pop star correspondent, you guys are too funny. Hey Chanel, we talk about the fact that royals don't get involved in politics, but then of course we've never seen a royal quite like Meghan here in New Zealand, celebrating the fact that more than 100 years ago this country was the first place to give women the vote. A stunning speech. Meghan alongside New Zealand's female Prime Minister, breaking the mould, standing beneath a painting of the Queen, speaking out on women's rights.
Women's suffrage is about feminism, but feminism is about fairness, the basic and fundamental human right of all people, including those members of society who've been marginalized, whether for reasons of race, gender, ethnicity, or orientation, to be able to participate in the choices for their future and their community.
The royal couple welcomed to New Zealand with a traditional Maori greeting, noses and foreheads touching, known as a hongi, and a loud warrior dance called the haka. Today sharing an umbrella on the beach, while thousands of miles away, noises suggesting a royal split of sorts. Reports that William and Kate, Harry and Meghan are set to separate their palace operation as this Duke and Duchess begin to build their own family. And Meghan winning hearts. Today, after meeting these shy children, she asked for trays of cakes to be sent out. The newest royal bringing fresh passion and compassion in the final week of this epic tour. And a quick how to do it if you want to try that Maori greeting, Chanel. What you do is you put your forehead and your nose next to somebody else's forehead and nose, and then you breathe out, sharing each other's songs, they say. No. If you're going to try it over there, though, Chanel, probably best to just let the person know you're going to try it before you jump in.
I asked the team here, I said, do you hold your breath? Because as long as somebody doesn't breathe in my face, I'm good.
Breathe out. Should we try it?
No.
Come on. Should we do that? Come on.
It. Of course, we'll try it. Go ahead.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Hold your breath.
She held her breath.
Okay. All right. Were you guys in marching band? Thank you, Kieran.
I was.
Marching band back in the day? What did you play?
I played flute, but I couldn't, so I just whistled. Why did
I even ask? Okay. Well, it has something to do with today's Daily Clip. Look at this. At a marching band competition, one heroic band director stepped in just in time. The band was on the field, ready to start their performance when the sprinklers went off. Sprang into action, standing right in front of the sprinkler, shielding the entire group from getting wet. With his water hitting his back with water, he held his stance all the way up until the sprinkler shut off. And then look at this. Casually shows off the field, and they go wild.
I'm taking one for the team.
Awesome band director there. All right, guys.
All right, Janelle, thank you. Now to one of our favorite athletes, four-time Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles, the gymnastics superstar, took her greatness to even higher levels, fighting through a kidney stone at the World Championships over the weekend. NBC's Stephanie Gosk is here with more on this story. Hey, Steph.
Hey, Hoda, good morning. You know, Simone Biles is not even 5 feet tall, but this tiny dynamo stood head and shoulders above the competition this weekend while giving a whole new meaning to the phrase, no pain, no gain. Gymnast Simone Biles proving nothing can stop her from reaching new heights, not even a kidney stone.
The adrenaline definitely helped because even whenever I'm walking or doing some stretches, like I'm in a bit of pain.
Just hours before nailing an incredibly challenging vault routine, now forever known as the Biles, the four-time Olympic gold medalist posting photos on social media with the caption, nothing like a late-night ER visit less than 24 hours before World Championships. Biles saying she went to the hospital after suffering from stomach pains for 2 days.
We started to think it was my appendix, so we just wanted to go as a precautionary, and then we got tests done just to see what it was, and then they found a kidney stone.
Biles pushing through pain to deliver a seemingly effortless performance in each event at the World Gymnastics Championships in Qatar. The 21-year-old powerhouse qualifying for every final and leading the U.S. squad to the team finals.
Not even the flu could stop Michael Jordan from scoring 38 points.
Some now comparing her grit to that of legends. From Michael Jordan's iconic flu game in 1997 to Tiger Woods when he won the 2008 U.S. Open on a broken leg.
Limping his way to the first few holes.
Biles is also balancing a lot off the floor these days as one of USA Gymnastics' toughest critics. The organization still struggling to find its footing after the Larry Nassar sexual abuse scandal rocked the world of gymnastics. The former Olympic and national team doctor accused of molesting hundreds of young gymnasts, including Biles, who spoke with Hoda back in January about keeping such a dark secret while competing.
How did you do it?
We're very good at compartmentalizing things. And so we just kind of push it in the back of our heads because we don't want anyone to think of that, or we don't want ourselves to think of that. So once we go out there with full heart and compete because that's what we love to do.
That heart of a champion giving Biles the ability to seemingly bounce back from anything.
When Team USA buys for the world title tomorrow, Biles will have a chance to make history. She could become the first female gymnast in more than 3 decades to win 6 medals at a single world championships. As for that kidney stone, she says she'll take care of it after the competition. Imagine how high she's going to jump when she loses the stone. I've had a kidney stone. I've had a kidney stone. It was worse than childbirth. I mean, it's excruciating.
She's a cyborg?
It's unbelievable. What grit, right?
She's yeah, as Craig was saying, like it would be surprising about anybody else, but not Simone Biles. Yeah, you're right. And by the way, you guys, tomorrow on Today, we're going to have an exclusive interview with Simone's former teammate, Aly Raisman. She's going to be here with us for an exclusive interview tomorrow.
Just ahead, though, the stars of Bohemian Rhapsody, that new movie celebrating Queen, their music, and the extraordinary Frank Wilson. We're here live.
Come here, TikTok. Come here. Hi, TikTok.
Are we seeing a fundamental shift in the landscape of politics in Texas?
It's powerful for girls to learn at an early age the things they can't do.
We see it also.
Last week, Fallon rocked out with some friends. This week, there's Justin Timberlake, Tyler Perry, and the Grinch's Benedict Cumberbatch. And tonight, Rami Malek. And from This Is Us, Chrissy Metz, New Fallon. Then Steph has Amanda Keith. New tonight. The 2018 Toyota RAV4.
What you doing?
And now during the RAV4 clearance event, get $2,250 cash back or lease one for just $209 a month. Now during the RAV4 clearance event, make it RAV4 today. For you, let's go places.
Ohio 2010. A state in shambles without hope. That was the Supreme Court era. Crushing taxes, massive job losses. Now Richard Cordray is back with the same failed policies. Billions in reckless spending. Raising again. Bringing jobs again. Taking time backwards. Don't let Richard Cordray do it again.
Golden Corral Surf and Turf Nights are here with 5 delicious entrees every night. Choose plain grilled sirloin steak and shrimp skewers, decadent shrimp scampi topped sirloin fillets, smoked salmon, crab cakes, clam strips, and more. Golden Corral, your choice rules.
From WDTN, the station that's working for you. This is 2 News.
Good morning, I'm John Stein. Popular headlines this morning. Police are investigating an early morning shooting in Dayton. This happened just before 3 this morning.
I'm so tired. It's like, God help me. God help me, I'm so tired. I didn't sleep at all. Maybe I slept, I don't know. I gotta look at my Fitbit. Maybe an hour. I'm gonna look it up and see. I've slept maybe like 4 hours over the past like 5 days. I've already done 3,000 steps today. I was going to go swimming and stuff, but I think today, I'm going to just stay here, try to sleep. I'll take TikTok out, but I need to rest. I've walked like 30,000 steps this week. I'm just so tired, so tired. But it's like I lay down and I can't sleep. Maybe part of it is that the bed isn't comfortable. That's not a big part of it, but that's a little bit. I mean, it's having an uncomfortable bed. You know. Okay, Sunday. Let me see what my sleep was Sunday. Yes, that's what I do. I got 1 hour and 48 minutes to sleep on Sunday. Saturday, I didn't sleep. Friday, I got 1.37 minutes of sleep. And that's it. So I had a doctor's appointment, but then I canceled it. But I'm gonna go, and I need to like set up a gynecologist appointment. So I should just. I've got a what do you call it? Optometrist appointment on like I think the 31st or some crap. And I'm trying to conserve gas for that because it's in the next town. Got my ticket. Got my ticket. I feel better now that, like, you know, when the sun is up, I'm like, boop, I'm up. But when it's like night, and also there are lights 24/7. Well, they go out in the daytime. Oh, there's a baby.
Thank everybody for coming today. Just ahead, Bohemian Rhapsody. It's one of the year's most talked about movies. I got to see it, and I will attest, it is awesome. If you're a Queen fan, you'll become one after you see this. But we're going to show you how the members of Queen were transformed by these three guys right here. All right. Before we get to that, crowd moment. This is Monday morning crowd moment. Johnny, Carol, Rory. First of all, happy anniversary. Thank you, thank you. How many years? 34. 34 years. Yeah. Congratulations from Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
You guys came to New York to celebrate.
Absolutely.
I heard you guys are also big Queen fans. Is that right?
Yes. Exactly.
You have a favorite song?
Somebody to love for me.
You want to try to sing it here on national television?
No.
But instead of that, to help celebrate your birthday, your anniversary rather, how about these two? These are 2 tickets. Red carpet tomorrow night to see the premiere. Will you go?
We will be there.
And I know that you've got a day, so you guys enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thanks for being fans of the show.
Washington is here with us this morning with her run on Scandal wrapped up. She's returning to the bright lights of Broadway in a powerful and timely new play. Isn't she beautiful? We're going to catch up with her coming up.
She's got some big ass teeth like a horse.
A couple of days away. To get you ready, we have a real treat on the plaza. We're going to get something special. This is Michael Naniello, the head carver and creative director of the great Jack-o'-lantern Blaze, and he's been doing a special carving. Ta-da! Wow! It's the Today Show. Wow! That's nice. How long did you get? I started around 7 o'clock this morning. Thank you. Wait, where is Craig? Which one is Craig? That's Craig. Right? I like you, Craig. You look good. You look good too. Which one's me? This is. Okay. Which one's me? That one. I think you're twins. By the way, you Miss Carson, very nice. Thank you, sir.
They were kind of freaking rude. They're like, which one was me? Which one was her?
Steph, come down, hang out with us. It's gonna be fun here at the Plaza, and we're gonna search for the best costume.
Oftentimes those crowd costumes are just as good as ours.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This, oh God.
Dylan and I are doing one together. I'm going to check your forecast. All right, let's check what we have looking at the week ahead. We start off with showers in the northeast, autumn one in Texas, heavy snow through the western plains and the Rockies. As we get into the midweek period, the snow continues in the Rockies. A lot of rain from Texas all the way into the Mississippi and Ohio River Valley. That moves east by Friday. Much cooler along the Great Lakes. Mountain snows continue in northern Rockies. Wet weather from the western plains into the Pacific.
I'm thankful that I'm here and I have a bed. Last night, no, this is Friday. On Friday, I had 1 hour and 37 minutes worth of sleep. I woke up at 11:12 p.m. Something about bed at 9:04 p.m. I had 6 times I was restless, 4 times awake, and I had 31 minutes awake, restless. So, I don't know.
Now we're talking to the Broadway stage in the new.
Freaking tired.
Thank you. It's so good to be here.
So it's in previews right now.
It is. We open next week, yeah.
But folks who have seen it, a handful of folks who say it is among the most powerful plays they've ever seen.
That means a lot to me. It's definitely for me one of the most challenging projects I've ever taken on as an actor. It's very special to me. It's a really beautiful play about parenting and about love and about identity and race. And I feel like the luckiest woman in the world that I get to do it 8 times a week, and also it's really hard.
Well, I hear that one of the major reasons it's so hard is because you're on stage all the 3 minutes of the show.
It's true. That is true. But the entire cast is extraordinary. 4 of us on stage, and we really have grown very close because the play is really about, it's people having very, very private conversations in public. So it's things that a lot of us maybe say to the people closest to us, but we're all saying them in a room, and 4 people with very, very, very different opinions and viewpoints on the world, all sharing their opinions with each other. It's exciting and different. I've never seen anything like it. I've never played a character like this before.
I don't want to give away too much, but it's about a mother who's trying to find some answers about why her son has gone missing in Florida.
Yeah, and the whole play takes place in a police station with that mother and father.
What was it about the script? What was it about the character that drew you in?
I think for me, in some ways, the play is almost like a prayer. And I say that to say, we spend 90 minutes with these characters and we really see them, like we really listen to them. And I don't know that we make enough time for that in our lives, particularly in this country right now, to listen to people who think something completely opposite of us. And we get to do that. We sit in a theater and listen to people who believe things that are on the opposite end of the spectrum of identity, but we really hear them and we allow them to matter to us, all 4 of these people. And there's something really special about that. I think it's why audiences are so surprised and moved, because we don't make enough time to listen to people who we consider other, no matter who we are. Yeah. And so to say, like, you white man, you black woman, you, like, all of these different identities, to say, like, why do you think what you think? And to make room to just hear it and see how I feel about it is so special.
You're a mother of 2.
I am a mother of 3.
Mother of 3, excuse me. How did you draw on your experiences as a mom for this role?
Oh gosh. It's interesting. The play is teaching me so much every day. I feel like I'm still learning from her. And one of the things that I think every mother who sits in the play, every
parent actually who comes to the play is faced with the powerlessness of parenting. You know, that there was a time when this person, where you could control everything kind of about them in the very, very, very beginning. But parenting is a lot about letting go, and how you do that with grace and ease and empower your kids to make the right choices. It is an adventure. So, and obviously doing that as a parent of an African-American kid has particular challenges.
The producers on this thing, Jada Pinkett Smith, Shonda Rhimes,
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade, his wife Gabrielle Union, who Instagrammed a picture of her family with the caption, "As parents are raising Black boys in Florida, a stand your ground and open carry state, Dwayne Wade and I know firsthand the fear, anxiety, and frustration that goes hand in hand when so many demonize, weaponize, and criminalize Black and brown bodies." I have a mixed race son. I have a mixed race daughter as well. How do you feel about raising children in the world that we live in now, in the country that we live in right now?
Well, I think this is such an important time, because I think these midterm elections are an opportunity for us to take our feelings around how our communities are being managed and take action with our vote. You know, we elect our sheriffs, we elect our local judges. We have the power to have a say in our communities about how our communities are run. And so that's why it's so important that no one can stay home in these midterm elections. I actually don't care who you are and who you're voting for. You need to know that democracy only works when all of us have a vote and we all show up. I think there's one party that's engaged in disenfranchising a lot of votes, and we need to protect the votes of all people. But this is a time for people to show up and say, we all matter. We all are valuable. Our lives must be protected and respected no matter who we are.
Kerry Washington, thank you so much. Thanks
you.
for stopping by. I really look forward to seeing the play. And if you ever decide you want to run for something, I want you to come back and announce, because right there for a moment, I thought that maybe there'd be a promo tour. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, this show is American Son. It is in previews at the Booth Theater. Up next, another group of stars we love, the cast of Bohemian Rhapsody. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Want to know what this election is really about? Streets like this one. People here work hard every day. But when Fortune 500 corporations buy up politicians like Mike DeWine, the corporations get richer, while everyone else divides up a smaller and smaller piece of the pie. I'm Rich Cordray, and they called me the Sheriff of Wall Street for a reason. Taking them on and putting money back in your pockets, that's been the mission of my life, and it still is.
For the connected moments that matter most, you want the best, and Spectrum delivers. Starting with Spectrum TV, with stunning HD and thousands of titles free on demand. Call 833-213-8998. Then get Spectrum Internet with game-changing speeds starting at 100 megabits plus a free modem. Switch to Spectrum TV and Internet today from $89.98 a month. Call 833-213-8998. And introducing a new way to stay connected on the go, Spectrum Mobile. America's largest, most reliable LTE network, combined with our nationwide Wi-Fi network. Get it now with free talk and text with our unlimited data plan for $45 a line, or our Buy the Gig plan for $14 a gig. Switch today and save up to 40% on your mobile bill. The best network, the best devices, the best value. Get Spectrum TV and Internet from $89.98 a month, and Spectrum Mobile with our unlimited data plan for $45 a line, all with no contracts. Call 833-213-8998.
This is my career and my life. It is an everyday opportunity to work at a company that supports me.
We know you have unique ambitions. Synchrony is here to help you achieve them. We're hiring call center representatives in Dayton with generous benefits like tuition reimbursement, medical coverage for your whole family, and work that doesn't feel like it. Apply at syfcareers.com or text SYF6 to 90206.
Synchrony, we're working for workplace.
So the highly anticipated new movie Bohemian Rhapsody, Rami Malek, plays Freddie Mercury, Willem Lee, Brian May, and Joe Mazzello is John Deacon.
And together they tell the story of how Queen became one of the biggest bands in all of rock. Check it out.
Imagine thousands of people doing this in unison. What's the lyric?
Okay. I got to watch this film,
Yeah.
and I always liked Queen. I fell in love with Queen after watching this biopic, I guess is what you call it.
Yeah.
Did y'all feel like rock stars when you were shooting this thing?
It's about the closest you can get. Yeah. I mean, for us, it's an
Ooh, it's good looking, sort of.
As actors, but when you get up on that stage and perform a concert sequence like Live Aid, which is considered one of the, if not the greatest in the history of rock and roll, yes, it's another level of adrenaline and ecstasy.
Check out this Live Aid thing for a second. I mean, it puts you there, right?
Mm.
The physical transformations that you guys also had to undergo to play these parts. What was that like?
6 weeks. Yeah, they all had, and a perm. Yeah. The perm? Yeah, I didn't know what a perm meant because I'm an idiot. I didn't realize it stood for permanent. So I said to Jan, who was our makeup artist, so this will wash out in like 7 to 10 days. Like, no. Your straight hair grows in. I learned, it grows in straight, and then it's like a halo curl, sort of around your head.
Pink curlers? What'd you?
It was. I think they did my head in acid and I curled everything. It was horrible.
We enjoyed it.
They had a field day with it, but
yeah.
I was very lucky that Brian was very consistent with his hairstyle.
I almost
in the early days, all the way until now, until this very day.
We did not recognize you when you walked in. We didn't know which character you played, but that's and you got to meet him.
Kudos to you.
You got to meet and talk to him.
He was on set quite a lot. Yeah. He was amazing. Very generous with his time. He was a lovely, lovely human being.
Yeah.
And,
we wouldn't have been able to do it without him. His support was just something that lifted us up every day, because it's their story. They have the greatest legacy. They don't need us messing around with it at all. But his support was everything for us.
some very surreal moments where he's in the wings watching me doing a guitar solo, and before action, you just got Brian May going, "Go on, Will." And he's recording it on his iPhone, like he's our fan. Like that was the most surreal thing. They're doing the moves like Radio Gaga. It's just like it's your song, guys. Yeah.
What about the teeth? I saw that. How long did that take?
It took a while to get used to. It was the first thing I asked for. I said, I have to get used to these.
Yeah.
And it took about a year before I felt comfortable with them. But I tell you, by the end of it, I didn't want to take them out.
They were part of you.
They were part of me. I felt naked without them, and I got to call everyone darling and dear every day on set.
Well, a lot of people don't know the story of Freddie Mercury, that he's Pakistani and British. His real name is Farouk.
Yeah.
He came from not an ultra-conservative family, but one that didn't quite understand him.
He gets called Pakistani in the film a lot, but he's born in Zanzibar, Zoroastrian faith, gets shipped off to India for school, and he doesn't even arrive in London till the age of 18. So he's very much an immigrant, a fish out of water, and I think that's the story we start with is something I think so many people can relate to, is a struggle to discover your identity in a foreign world. And then he's also trying to discover his sexual identity at that time when being anything other than heterosexual is so stigmatized. So here's a guy who's struggling through everything and finds a way to be a superhero on stage.
Let me tell you, it is a fun ride. I mean, it is worth every second on screen. It puts you there at Live Aid. I don't know how y'all did it, but it was a great ride. A lot of people go. Rami, Gwendolyn, and Joe, thank you so much. Bohemian Rhapsody hits theaters on Friday.
Just to have an NBC News exclusive, an eye-opening new look at Facebook's rise, raising the question, has the social network been more harmful than helpful? But first, this is today on NBC.
Thank you so much. Can't wait.
Here we are. Winter's upon us, and the Farmer's Almanac is predicting a cold one. But I got good news. The $99 a month Interest-free is back. That's walls, attics, crawls, your whole house. Plus, I'm going to throw in an extra $500 early bird discount. That's right, $500 off, $99 a month, interest-free. Don't wait to insulate.
USA Insulation.
So who here is not satisfied with their Medicare plan? Who's shopping for a new plan this year? It's time to switch for good to Anthem. For premiums as low as $0. With a network of doctors and hospitals you trust. Switch for affordable prescription drugs. And new for 2019, an allowance for health items at Walmart. Switch to a plan that pays for things that original Medicare won't. Like benefits to help you live a healthier, more comfortable life. And switch because you can be confident that Anthem understands you and the road you travel and what it takes to move forward. Join the thousands who choose Anthem every year. For $0 monthly premiums, affordable prescriptions, and the doctors they love. Switch for good to Anthem. And protect yourself from high medical costs. Enrollment ends December 7th, so call today for more information. Call 888-268-4793 now.
It's harvest season, and Richard Cordray is after your money. Cordray said he'll harvest additional taxes as governor, hiking your income taxes by 46%. No surprise. Cordray has already voted to increase your income taxes, voted to expand the sales tax, and voted to raise taxes on job creators. Altogether, Cordray's votes raised taxes more than 100 times in 2 years. Don't let Richard Cordray harvest your money and leave Ohio barren.
We are back at 8:49 with an NBC News exclusive first look at a PBS Frontline documentary.
The Facebook dilemma focuses on just how powerful the social media giant has become. Steph is back with that. This is timely.
Hey guys, yeah, it is. This is a fascinating documentary. You know, it's no secret that Facebook is at the center of a growing debate over user privacy. Now this new documentary takes a deep look inside the rapid rise of the tech giant with rarely before seen footage and over a dozen interviews with former and current Facebook insiders. It explores how the social network grew from a college startup to what critics call the largest surveillance apparatus ever constructed.
We're not going to share people's information except for with the people that they've asked for to be shared.
A young Mark Zuckerberg on the verge of creating one of the world's largest and most profitable companies, Facebook.
I think it's more useful to make things happen and then apologize later.
Now, a new PBS Frontline documentary details the tech giant's rapid ascent from what Zuckerberg once called an online directory for colleges to the world's leading social media platform.
One of the things we do is try to bring it all together for people who might not understand how Facebook's business model works.
Producers Dana Priest and James Jacoby say part of their goal was to highlight a major turning point in the company's history, going public in 2012.
Zuckerberg's challenge was to show investors and advertisers the profit that could be made from Facebook's most valuable asset.
The company announces its first relationship with companies that most Americans aren't all aware of. Go out and buy up data about each and every one of us. You can buy, you can shop, and it's now being shared with Facebook so that Facebook can
It can't be overstated how important a moment that was in 2012 when Facebook essentially became a public company and became accountable to its shareholders.
It wasn't just its advertising model that would get Facebook in trouble. Zuckerberg and his team would soon confront a totally different challenge: the spread of misinformation and fake news, which put the company at the center of the 2016 presidential election.
We didn't take a broad enough view of our responsibility, and that was a big mistake.
Was there any kind of sense of oh my goodness, Facebook is getting polluted with misinformation? Someone should do something about this.
There certainly wasn't. There were people who were thinking about it, but I don't think there was a real awareness of internally or externally was the scope of the problem and the right course of action.
For some critics, that action didn't come quickly enough, something Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg told Savannah she worries about.
Do you take it personally?
Very personally. Look, I run this place with Mark, and I take responsibility.
God, look at that nose. Oh my fucking God.
For the things we didn't do and we didn't do soon enough.
The question now, has Facebook, the largest social media company in the world, learned from its mistakes? We reached out to Facebook for comment on the documentary and did not hear back. Part 1 of Facebook Dilemma airs tonight on PBS with part 2 tomorrow. Check your local listings, guys.
That's right.
Steph, thanks.
We're back in a moment. This is Today on NBC.
Oops.
Children, you have no business being Ohio Attorney General. But as a prosecutor, you handed out dangerous creatures to child predators. Yost, a man who sexually abused a child, goes free after just 90 days. Then that criminal was arrested for rape, and Yost let him off easy again. Ohio cops trust Steve Dettelbach because Dettelbach put child predators behind bars. Steve Dettelbach for Attorney General.
And like these commercials, oh my God, the subliminal messages in general. Okay, I get to put this back on. You know, I feel that the sleep tracking is accurate because I have been up, I have not been asleep. I'll say it to the, I also yesterday I didn't take the pills, but when I did the other night, took the pills, it was like I didn't feel they were working. So I'll call and see. Also to my buddy, I don't want to say your name, but with the, what is it, Atune May? Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now where's the fucking?
To keep you warm this winter, Jenna Bush Hager is going to join me for that. Plus the secrets for pulling up on a grown-up game night. Do y'all like a game night? Of course, that's what y'all do.
It's like, oh God. Where's my, is this here? Looking for my calendar. Oh God. Oh God. And okay. Okay, fucking great. I don't know where, God, how many bags do I have? Oh, Jesus. I use this as a trash bag. I don't know where the little, yeah, I can look on my, Jesus Christ. I thought it was in my bed, my calendar. And now I don't know where it is. For the eye doctor. It's like in the car or something. I absolutely fucking hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate that. That's why I have a little thing that would fit in here. And I think it was in my bed. Oh, God help me. Oh! Goodness, come on. Come on. Well, I'm about to have one. And I haven't slept in like 5 days. So, and I've done like, what's it called? Well, with my Fitbit, I've done like 10,000 steps 3 days in a row. So that's like 30,000 steps, you know. Here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, I might. It was a checkup. I was supposed to come, I think, a couple weeks ago when I canceled, but it was like a checkup. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let me get this thing on you. You damn dog. Wait. Hold still. Wait. You hold still. I'm getting you ready. Wait. There, wait. It's Halloween. All right. We'll be back. Enjoy the view. She could look out. Whatever. Okay. Now I need some more sleeves. Did I put it in my purse? Yes. No, wait. Oh my God. I have something with sleeves on. And in just that time, I've lost the TV remote. I can't find it. There it is.
Mourning those who passed last night. All faiths or no faith at all. Just people who are humans and who love each other and want to lift each other up. And that's what healing is. And I spoke to the sisters of one of the victims, and one of the sisters said, you know, I'm going to forgive. I can't forgive tonight. It's too soon tonight, but I'm going to forgive because I'm not going to give my life over to hate. I'm not going to do it. And I think she is leading the way, and this community has been incredibly strong, but it's a community that's hurting right now.
Yeah, it certainly is. Savannah, thank you, and thanks for your coverage.
You found it seemed to be true when you talked to the survivors of the Charleston church shooting as well.
When I heard the word forgiveness come out of that sister's mouth that Savannah was talking about, it struck me. I thought exactly about what happened in Charleston and how it takes such a special person of faith to say, you know what, this is evil that walked into our door, but somehow I'm going to forgive that person. Yes. And they talked about Mr. Rogers, and that was his neighborhood. It was funny because one of my favorite Mr. Rogers quotes is, it says something like, when he was a little boy and he got scared, he would ask his mom, what do I do when it's so scary out there? And she said, look for the helpers. You'll always find helpers. And that's good advice for right now. When we come back, we're going to talk about how we heal after seeing this kind of hate. We're going to be joined by two beautiful faith leaders who will share thoughts on how healing can begin. We'll be right back.
This is Dell Cinema Technology with uninterrupted streaming for people who never say no to one more episode. Brilliant sound clarity for people who crash concerts from the couch. And lifelike color for people who staycation just thrive. Experience Dell Cinema on the XPS 13 with an 8th Gen Intel Core i7 processor. The laptop for people who watch things on their laptop. Get up to $200 off select XPS 13 laptops at Dell.com.
With new Cottonelle, how clean do you feel after going to the bathroom? Let's ask the experts.
I feel as clean as a crystal castle.
That's because only Cottonelle has new wavy clean ripple texture for a superior clean. Feel the new wave of clean.
It's about time they gave left and right Twigs their own packs. They got about as much in common as you a mortician and me an undertaker.
Or you a janitor and me a custodian.
You a ghost and me a spirit.
Left and right Twix packs. It's time to decide. A migraine hope. To be there for the good and not so good. For mundane, the awe-inspiring, the heart-racing, the heartbreaking. That's what life is all about. Showing up. Unless migraine steals your chance to say, I am here. That's why we created Aimovig, a preventive treatment for migraine in adults. 1 dose once a month. Aimovig is proven to reduce the number of monthly migraine days. For some, that number can be cut in half or more. The most common side effects are pain, redness or swelling at the injection site, and constipation. These are your days. What will each one bring? Doesn't matter, as long as you can say, I am here. Talk to your doctor about preventing migraine with Aimovig and be there more.
Eucerin has been solving dry skin problems for over 100 years. Discover Eucerin Advanced Repair. It moisturizes dry, itchy, rough skin for immediate relief and proven 48-hour moisture. For healthier looking skin, look for Eucerin.
What do mommy and daddy like before they're Dunkin'? They are ridiculous when they first wake up. Daddy walks into the walls like he's a bumper car.
Your Dunkin' doesn't make you you, but it helps. Delicious Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Pick them up where you buy groceries. From the first loving touch, everything that touches your baby should be this comforting. Pampers Swaddlers, the #1 choice of hospitals, is 2 times softer and wraps your baby in our most premium protection. So every touch is as comforting as the first. Pampers, the #1 choice of hospitals, nurses, and parents. You're an original, and your eyes have the power to speak volumes with Voluminous Original Mascara from L'Oreal, now in deep burgundy. The original brush separates every lash, builds 5 times the volume. America's #1 mascara, Voluminous Original from L'Oreal Paris.
Do the good that you live. Healthy habits. Feel the good. The good goes round and around.
And now, try new Maple Cheerios.
We will rebuild because we're a tree of life. We've been here 154 years. And you can cut off some branches, but the tree will continue to grow and we will be back.
That, by the way, is a very powerful message to hold on to this morning from the rabbi of the Tree of Life Synagogue. That's where 11 people were killed, 6 others hurt this weekend. And we've been talking about how to heal. I think a lot of people are frustrated by and feel all this pain and they don't know where to put it. This morning, we are joined by 2 wonderful women who are going to help us, Rabbi Angela Bugdal of the Central Synagogue here in New York and Reverend Dr. Jackie Lewis, Senior Minister at Middle Collegiate Church here in New York. We need you today. I mean, we need you every day, but today especially. And I think a lot of people are looking at this and wondering if hate wins. Wondering if on this day, that day, hate won. And I even heard the rabbi kind of express that sentiment. What have you been saying to people about this? Why don't we start with you?
I have not seen the way that hate has won. I see the way that first responders ran into that synagogue to save people, and I saw such faith there. And I saw the way that thousands gathered spontaneously on Saturday of all faiths, all ages, in cities around the world. And I saw that they said, we will not let this win. And that has been so encouraging. It makes us feel we're not alone in this, that that love is bigger than that hatred. And that has actually given me a sense of faith and healing in a moment that has been one of the saddest days, certainly in our people's history in America.
Reverend Lewis, when unfortunately we've become, I would argue, somewhat desensitized to mass shootings in this country, but when we have mass shootings at places of worship, houses of God, it forces a lot of folks to grapple with, why, God? Why, of all places, why would something like this happen here? How do we deal with that question?
We have to look it square in the eye and just say to ourselves, evil runs rampant all over the world. Stadiums, houses of worship, from Oak Creek to Charleston, here to Pittsburgh. But we also have to look also squarely at the kindness and generosity and love and heroic devotion to humanity that so many people exhibit. Our sanctuary was packed yesterday with people of all faiths who wanted to come and be in a place of love. Linda Sarsour, a Muslim activist, joined Stash Kotler, a Jewish activist in DC, to host a ritual to honor these lives and also to stand up for love as a power that is stronger than hate.
Your people, when people get together and try to figure this out, how do you counsel them? What do you say to them to try to heal that pain?
I think with any loss and mourning, the first thing we do together, we embrace each other, we are present, and then we remind ourselves that we're not alone. It's deeply important. And then I think with every loss, one of the things that really helps us move forward is to be able to honor and the values that we love that we lost. So I think one of the greatest acts we can do is to take synagogue, which was dedication to their community, cared for those who were disabled in their community, for each other. Those are the values that we need to continue. So we need to show up in our sanctuaries this weekend. We need to show up in our houses of worship. We need to show up in the streets for each other. And when we honor those values, that's also part of the way that we move forward and heal. Shiva, which is a really important act of something to do. The other thing to do is we light candles, but also we us to the polls. And I think we need to stand up for the values that those folks have had and our own at the polls. We need to vote for love November 6th. So what about, Craig kind of touched on this too, but I think there are people, very faithful people who've been believers their whole lives who somehow question all of a sudden, like wondering, is there really, is he looking out for us? How do you speak to that person who when you're on your knees, sometimes you ask a million questions and you wonder? We need to really ask ourselves who we think God is. Yeah. If we think God is magic and God is a genie and God is a bubble, we're always going to be frustrated with God. We're always going to fall out of love with God. But the truth is, God is presence. Yeah. God is a partner. God doesn't make these things happen. God doesn't allow these things happen. But I think God expects humankind to be God with and for each other and to show love with and for each other. Mm-hmm. I completely agree with that. And I would just also add that our tradition, and every religious tradition I know, has a variation of this story. And in ours, someone comes who's a disbeliever to a rabbi and says, I want to know the entirety of this tradition, to stand on one foot. And you know what he says? The rabbi says, what is hateful to you, don't do to others. That's all of it. Everything else is commentary. And every tradition has a rule, a golden rule variation of that story. So when people are acting in bad faith and say that it's in the name of God and are hateful in the name of God, that to me is blasphemy. Yeah. And what we really need to remember is that what God and faith brings into the world is that we love each other and we love our neighbors as ourselves. We are not hateful to others. Everything, that is what we hold up. Everything else is commentary. My rabbi, Jesus, my rabbi, let's not forget, anti-Semitic people was a Jew. Yeah. Love God with everything you have. Love your neighbor as yourself. Let's connect the dots. Let's connect the dots between two old Black people shot in a covert. Right. And the pipe bombs, all the pipe bombs, all of that not of love. All of that not of God.
We needed this week. Thank you. Thank you.
Really appreciate you both for coming. All right. And when we come back, Jenna Bush Hager is going to pick it up from Studio 6A. Hey, Jenna.
Hi, guys. That was really beautiful. Alan, Craig, I know you're both heading over here to Studio 6A, so get walking. In the meantime, Joe Fryer joins with a spooky story of a ship where the biggest attraction isn't the buffet, plus a life-saving story of a father and a daughter you won't want to miss.
I wanted more from my COPD medicine. That's why I've got the power of 1, 2, 3 medicines with Trelegy, the only FDA-approved 3-in-1 COPD treatment. Trelegy, the power of 1, 2, 3. Trelegy, 1, 2, 3. Trelegy. With Trelegy and the power of 1, 2, 3, I'm breathing better. Trelegy works 3 ways: to open airways, keep them open, and reduce inflammation for 24 hours of better breathing. Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems.
problems. Trelegy is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Think your COPD medicine is doing enough? Maybe you should think again. Ask your doctor about Once Daily Trelegy and the power of 1, 2, 3. Trelegy, 1, 2, 3. Save at Trelegy.com.
Blood and then, oh no, just a bag. Drain insane or remain the same.
We'll never totally figure them out, but we do know what makes them happy. Meow Mix, 40 years and still the only one cats ask for by name.
You're an original, and your eyes have the power to speak volumes with the Luminous Original Mascara from L'Oreal, now in deep burgundy. The original brush separates every lash, builds 5 times the volume. America's #1 mascara, the Luminous Original from L'Oreal Paris. In this home, we play. And on Halloween, we play with our food. What matters most is made at home.
You don't want to cancel your plan. Cancel your cold. The one pill power of new Advil multi-symptom cold and flu knocks out your worst symptoms. Cancel your cold, not your plans. New Advil multi-symptom cold and flu. You've tried moisturizer after moisturizer, but one blows them all out of the water. Hydro Boost from Neutrogena with hyaluronic acid to plump skin cells so it bounces back. Neutrogena.
Hello?
Hello there. Out enjoy is tropically.
When you need a taste of vacation, pick up.
Depression is not just sadness. It's a tangle of symptoms.
It's tiredness.
And difficulty concentrating. Depression is multiple symptoms that can hold you back.
Trintellix is a prescription medicine for depression. Trintellix may help you take a step forward in improving your depression. Tell your healthcare professional right away if your depression worsens or you have unusual changes in mood, behavior, or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults. Do not take with MAOIs. Tell your healthcare professional about your medications, including migraine, psychiatric, and depression medications, to avoid a potentially life-threatening condition. Increased risk of bleeding or bruising may occur, especially if taken with NSAID pain relievers, aspirin, or blood thinners. Manic episodes or vision problems may occur in some people, may cause low sodium levels. The most common side effects were nausea, constipation, and vomiting. Trintellix had no significant impact on weight in clinical trials. Ask your doctor about Trintellix.
Welcome back. Halloween is 2 days away, and this week we're getting you in the spirit. We'll be showing you some of the scariest places in the country. And we kick it off with NBC's Joe Fryer out in California. Good morning, Joe.
Jenna, good morning. Today we're taking you to the Queen Mary, a famous ship that actually has not moved since 1967. In fact, she's parked in Long Beach, California, but she's still very active. The Queen Mary is a hotel and tourist attraction, a destination for millions of guests and perhaps a few ghosts. Halloween might be right around the corner, but on this boat, the scares come year-round. We're here on the Queen Mary, a big ship that's known as one of the most haunted places on the entire planet. So we came here to check it out. Let's go meet the Commodore, who's going to give us a tour.
Hey there. Hello there. Welcome to the Queen Mary. I'm Commodore Everett Ford, senior captain here.
Nice to meet you. So what should we know about this ship?
Well, this is just one of the most famous ships in the world since rafts came floating down the Tigris and Euphrates, Joe.
I am happy to name this ship the Queen Mary.
The Queen Mary made her maiden voyage in 1936 and traveled the globe for 31 years. Known as the glamour girl of the North Atlantic, she welcomed celebrities and dignitaries like Fred Astaire, Audrey Hepburn, and Elizabeth Taylor. True star power. But today, it seems a different kind of power inhabits these halls. I hear this is one of the most haunted places around.
Well, Joe, I have to admit to you, there is something about Mary. She is just a little haunted.
With the Commodore's help, we decided to check it out, descending first to the engine room. These engines aren't working anymore, are they?
No, these turbines are at rest these days. And the only thing really going on here today is supernatural.
He led us to door 13, which legend has it was unlucky for an engineer back in 1966.
He was found at about 4:20, like this, impaled in the door. The door weighs 1.5 tons.
No one really knows how it happened.
That's probably it. But
I heard something there. Some are convinced he's still stirring down here. I hear a little bit of racket going on around here, right?
He just wants to be remembered.
The Commodore took us even deeper to the boiler room. Once the heartbeat of the Queen Mary, he had his first paranormal experience here in 1985.
And I began to hear breathing from the other side of this wall.
Today, the Queen Mary is a hotel with 347 stately rooms. Of those 347 rooms, there's one that stands out maybe a little more.
Well, it's the one I won't stay in.
He's talking about B340.
You sure you want to do this?
Yeah, let's give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen, right? The room's so infamous, they didn't let anyone stay here until this year. Inside, it looks pretty standard, minus the crystal ball and Ouija board, but it feels different. I'm starting to feel a little bit of vertigo.
Yes, so do I. And I've always felt that in this room.
Despite that, it's their most popular room.
You know, I think as human beings, we just have a natural curiosity for the unknown.
To those who know her best, she's more than wood and steel. Queen Mary has a soul and is very much alive. Not all the rooms are like B340. There's the Churchill Suite. Yes, the Prime Minister of England stayed there when he used to travel on the Queen Mary. Still today, guests insist they can smell cigar smoke in that room. Just one problem, Jenna. There's no smoking in the hotel.
What? Joe, you have really creeped us all out. I guess I should say thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Tomorrow we're going ghost hunting, and what we found inside a historic home where rumor has it some famous people never moved out. We'll be right back.
Still to come, a life-saving lesson.
My dad collapsed.
How this young woman helped save her dad's life and what we all need to know. Plus, do Halloween right with some... Can you say puking pumpkin?
What would you do if you won $7,000 a week for life? Well, you could win $7,000 a week for life. So publish it to PCH.com and enter now. Oh, yes, Wade. You're joking. Don't you want the next big winner to be you? Enter now on December 21st. You could win $7,000.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Glow to the max. Makeup, now optional. New Aveeno Max Glow Infusion Drop with kiwi to love moisture and soy to even skin tone. Dewy glowing skin from within. New Aveeno Max Glow.
Oh my gosh, I gotta go.
Halloween tricks today. These are called veggie fruit chews.
I'll be back. Put this in the... Oh my gosh. Just, I don't know. Whatever. Guess I can put it here. Oh my God, my glasses are on the floor. Oh my God. Ooh, sorry. You hungry? You hungry? Okay. Okay. I'll be back. Oh God. God help me. God help me. We're not supposed to. Someone else is caught in the middle. Okay. 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 What's that? Damn it. Oh, gosh. Come on, honey. Keep it moving. Trying to go. I'm trying to go. Oh, my gosh. I'm already late. Oh, what time is it? Okay, good. I got plenty of time. Okay.